Howdy y'all, welcome back to Rat's Nest Hot Rods. We're putting down the guide coat on the third session of poly primer. So that's 3 sessions, 3 coats each time. The first 2 sessions are blocked down with 80 grit. Get the basic shape, get the body lines, and this final one, third session of the poly primer, we're going to hit it with 180. We're going to cut the top off it with some 180 on the DA, and then we'll move into block sanding, which is very similar to what we did with the 80 grit in earlier videos, but it's going to be much smoother, and that's going to give us a good base for a urethane high build primer, which will give quite a bit of time to shrink down here while we work on other things. We will show that towards the end of the video, and we're also going to show a good tip on wet checking a panel. Now I know a lot of people freak out about you can't get poly wet and you can't get body filler wet and things like that, but this works for me. I've done it. As long as you give it plenty of time to dry, you're not going to have an issue. Let me speed this up and I'll catch up with you later. Are you bored watching this block sanding? So am I. Let's continue on. I'll speed it back up, play some music. This block sanding takes a lot of time, care, and tender love to come out right. It's 4 hours of block sanding for this one hood, and that's just on the third session of poly primer. Take your time. It'll look awesome when you get the paint on there. If you don't take your time and you rush, you'll be stripping the paint back off once you get it done. Trust me, I know. Let's speed her back up.
Oh, my little darling.
I'm not sure if you guys have tried out these new steel-toed flip-flops for working in the shop, but they're awesome. Let me speed this back up. I promise there's going to be a cool tip towards the end, albeit a little controversial.
It's a cold, dark night on the old Wood River. No fish in sight. I see nothing at all. Still set my net, sit back and shiver. Gotta feed my family.
All right, y'all, here's the tip. Somewhat controversial, but I learned it from Kevin Tates. His last name's spelled T-E-T-Z. He has a DVD line called Paintchication. He does tons of videos for Eastwood. I am totally not taking credit for it, but I really think this is a helpful tip. Wet it down with wax and grease remover. I just picked up a Home Depot bug sprayer. That is not a Kevin Tate special. He would have me use something special for spraying this crap, but bug sprayer works good. It was $9, so what the hell. This gives you kind of the look of what it's going to look like, your panel's going to look like with clear coat on it. It dissolves or evaporates slowly, I should say, and you can kind of run those fluorescent lights that are up there in the ceiling up and down and over the panel. Get every angle of eye on this thing while it's sitting there, and kind of helps you prove out any dents or anything like that you might need to work on a little bit harder. If it gets a little non-glossy, just shoot a little more wax and grease remover on there. I guess the controversial thing would be don't get body filler wet, don't get poly primer wet. Yeah, maybe if you're spraying water on it or you're leaving it out in the rain, if you're going to put a solvent-based wax and grease remover on there. As you'll see, I'll dry it down, and it's going to have a few days to dry before the high build primer goes on it. Never had a problem. Don't think I ever will. So that, I guess, is the controversial part. If you read on forums, people would be freaking out, don't get this wet, but it's not going to hurt you. Take some air, blow it around, get it to smooth out again, take another look. Want to get another look? Spray some more on there.
Scratch fish along the banks of the old Wood River. Get the feeling the fish are all long gone. They used to run thick along the banks of the old Wood River. Guess it might be time to pack up and move on. Just a boy, come Saturday morning, came home.
All right, y'all, we're wrapping up the high build urethane primer. This is a Omni high build. Don't have the number in front of me. Omni is made by PPG and works good for me. So we're going to wrap this trunk up. I do want to say thanks for all the new subscribers. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the likes. Feel free to ask any questions you like. and I will do my best to answer them. As always, peace and grease, sucker.